Thank you for joining us today as we discuss tech, single family HVAC program updates, including information about the High Efficiency Electric Home Rebate Act program known as HEERA and their program offerings for the single family HVAC program. As we begin to get underway, we'd like to share a bit of helpful information. We will be sharing links to resources in the chat throughout the presentation. As always, your best resource will be the Tech Knowledge Base. This is essentially the handbook for all information for programs related to tech. The Q&A function here on Zoom will be available for questions that you may have. Please watch the entire presentation to absorb all information presented, and we will be available to answer these questions at the end of the presentation. And as always, available at tech.contractor@energy-solution.com. This webinar presentation is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Tech Clean California YouTube channel. We will start today's presentation discussing the Tech Clean California Single Family HVAC Program's relaunch overview, as well as the HEEHRA Single Family HVAC Rebate Program for low to moderate income qualified customers. Here, I will present information about the incentive offerings, onboarding steps, and the new program requirements. Let's start off by discussing onboarding requirements to enroll. For contractors that are newly enrolling in tech and or the 3CE program, you would need to complete the enrollment form that includes signing the tech TPPA or Trade Ally Program Participation Agreement. To do this, please visit the Switches On website at www.switchison.org for more information. Once that has been completed and information has been verified, you will receive an email with next steps to complete onboarding training videos on the AEA Learning website hosted by the Association for Energy Affordability. Onboarding videos contain details about tech, the IRIS application portal platform, and other components to the tech program. These will give you information about program tools and how to navigate through your participation. This training platform also contains videos on how to use the Tech HEEHRA Income Verification Portal, which will be important to review for contractors also participating in the 3CE Electrify Your Home program as well. For newly enrolling contractors that will also be participating in the HEEHRA Single Family HVAC program, you would need to complete all steps listed above, as well as signing the HEEHRA TPPA Trade Ally Program Participation Agreement, and watch the Single Family HEEHRA training video, income verification video, and home assessment videos. For contractors that are currently enrolled in Tech HVAC and 3CE, to enroll in this new iteration of Tech HVAC, and for contractors working in the 3CE region, it is highly recommended that you watch the updated onboarding videos in AEA's training LMS. Review updated knowledge base articles and visit the switcheson.org website to view new resources. There is no new update to the existing TPPA for contractors that are currently enrolled, nor are there new training requirements. For contractors that are currently enrolled and would like to participate in the HEEHRA program as well, all of the above still applies, but you would need to sign the new TPPA for HEEHRA Single Family HVAC and complete the training modules for HEEHRA. This includes the assessment videos and the income verification portal videos. While it is not an enrollment requirement, we highly recommend you watching the PNNL Quality Install Tool video. For Tech's Single Family HVAC program, in the summer of 2024, $25 million was proactively added to the already established $22 million in the statewide single-family HVAC budget to ensure incentive availability. Some notable goals in this process are to incorporate quantitative and qualitative data in efforts to balance of increasing incentive rates against ensuring a long-running program, increase the benefit per incentive dollar spent by targeting higher saving potential customers while retaining a simple overall structure, and limit bill impacts wherever possible. With the launch date coming real soon, contractors can begin their enrollment process now to ensure you'll be able to offer these incentives and rebates to your customers as soon as the program goes live. This program funding cycle includes these components to the program relaunch: demand response program enrollment for customers participating in Tech and 3CE's funded programs, something that will be familiar to contractors that have recently participated in the Tech heat pump water heater program; removing new installations of HVAC equipment that are dual fuel; adding pre-approvals in Iris for all HVAC offerings; and adding customer terms and conditions, otherwise known as T's and C's. For Tech HVAC, the new incentive structure offerings will be based on these scenarios. Along with the existing heat source, if the customer has existing air conditioning, then the incentive available would be $1,500 if that system will be fully decommissioned as part of the install for the new heat pump equipment. If they will not be fully decommissioning that system, or they do not have existing air conditioning, then the incentive amount will be $1,000. Please note that decommissioned is defined as being completely removed from operation. Existing furnaces can be left in emergency backup purposes so long as the heat pump is sized properly to meet the home's heating needs. Shared here is the program's definition of single-family home, which is classified as 1 to 4 individual freestanding single-family homes, including a residential property with a maximum of 4 dwelling units, an accessory dwelling unit (ADU) or junior accessory dwelling unit (junior ADU or JADU), an individual homeowner residence within a condominium, residential cooperative, or other similar property governed by a homeowners association or similar collective organization, an individually owned mobile or manufactured home that is on a foundation, does not have an axle or license plate, and is individually metered by servicing electrical utility. 3CE's Electrify Your Home partner program has expanded incentive available for residents that are verified customers of 3CE, with additional incentives available for low to moderate income customers whose total household income is less than 150% of their area's median income, or AMI. In addition to needing to be an existing verified customer in 3CE's service territory, incentives are available to non-electric heat source to heat pump conversions only. There is no existing air conditioning requirement for these incentive levels. Demand response enrollment is required for HVAC, and the existing furnace may not serve as a backup heat source. Additional incentives are offered for 3CE customers. This includes electrical upgrade incentives up to $2,000 for eligible measures, $1,000 additional incentive per project for low to moderate income qualified customers, and if your home was damaged by a governor proclaimed disaster, you may qualify for a $3,000 incentive. Please note that a subclaim will automatically be created in Iris based on the customer's zip code, but will be verified by the processing team to ensure 3CE customer eligibility. Multifamily HVAC, heat pump water heater, and single-family heat pump water heater incentives are also available. More information can be found at their website at 3cenergy.org. For some background information on the HEEHRA program, on August 16, 2022, President Joe Biden signed the IRA into law to help U.S. households save money on energy bills, improve energy efficiency, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and improve indoor air quality. The IRA introduced two major home rebate programs: the HOMES program, to improve the energy efficiency of an entire home, and the HEEHRA program for electric equipment and appliance rebates for low to moderate income Californians. The IRA will also fund contractor training through CA Training for Residential Energy Contractor Grants, or TRAC, which are not yet currently available. The United States Department of Energy estimates the IRA programs will save American households up to $1 billion on energy bills each year and support over 50,000 U.S. jobs. This program has a $45 million budget for rebates spread across California into 3 regions for low to moderate income qualified customers. Those regions are divided into Northern, Southern, and Central California. Key requirements for this program are All customers are income verified for low to moderate income. Retrofit projects only, meaning no new construction projects. HEEHRA's equipment requirements aligns with tech, using the same Energy Star qualifying products list. HEEHRA rebates will not require demand response program enrollment. There are additional requirements during pre and post install, which include testing and reporting. Participants must sign the HEEHRA TPPA and take additional trainings to opt in as a participating HEEHRA contractor. HEEHRA rebates are not available retroactively for previous projects. For HEEHRA single-family HVAC rebates, there are two pathways for low to moderate income qualified homes. For low income, customers must have a total household income that is less than 80% of their area's median income amount, or AMI. The rebate is for up to $8,000 to cover 100% of the qualified project costs with a $200 installer incentive. The installer incentive is added to the rebate total once it is approved. This will not be subject to project cost capping. Customers that qualify in the moderate income threshold of 80% to 150% AMI can qualify for up to $4,000 for a rebate to cover 50% of the qualified project costs. This means that if the total qualifying project cost amount is more than $8,000, then the full $4,000 rebate would be available on approved claims. While you can install up to 2 units replacing existing qualifying pieces of equipment to Tech and 3CE for incentives, qualifying HEEHRA participants can only receive a rebate for the first unit installed. While we are discussing the HEEHRA rebate amount, here is a breakdown of the HEEHRA single-family HVAC budget. Regional budgets are based on the county in which the project is completed in. Please visit the Tech Knowledge Base article on how to navigate the Tech Budget table for more information. Direct links to the Tech Knowledge Base can be found at the Switches On website at switchison.org. Program funding of $25 million will be open and available to both low and moderate income qualified customers. Please note, once the lower or moderate income funding has been exhausted, moderate income projects will no longer be funded. That $20 million budget will be exclusively available to the customers whose total household income is less than 80% AMI. As always, it is best practice to monitor and check the budget table prior to committing incentives and or rebates to your customers. This information may be found on the public reporting website at techcleanca.com/incentives. Getting into single-family heat pump HVAC requirements and assessments, we will get into the overview of qualifying equipment for Tech Clean California HVAC, 3CE's Electrify Your Home, and the HEEHRA Single-Family HVAC Rebate Program. Eligible HVAC units must be Energy Star listed models to allow for integration with California Energy Commission's HEEHRA rebates. Products can either be two-stage or variable capacity systems, meaning that single-stage systems are not eligible for incentives or rebates. New gas furnaces cannot be installed as part of a heat pump project, meaning no hybrid systems. Pre-existing furnaces can be left in for backup heating for Tech and HEEHRA, so long as the heat pump being installed has been properly sized for the home's heating needs. However, this option is not allowed on the 3CE Electrify Your Home program. Important to note, all AHRI listed models will be selectable options in IRIS, however, only qualifying models will populate an incentive amount when selected. The full list of qualifying products will be available on the Switches On website under their product finder. More information about qualifying equipment, makes, and models can be found on the switchison.org website. When inputting materials in the IRIS portal for an HVAC claim, the source ID is still the equipment's AHRI number. To expand on the updated dual fuel rules for Tech and HEEHRA, rebates and incentives will not be offered for the installation of new furnaces, including hybrid heat pumps. However, these two programs will allow for the installation of a heat pump to an existing furnace only. When adding a heat pump to an existing furnace, it must be set to function as the primary heat source. The existing furnace must be set up to only run in an emergency scenario or set up to use as blower motor only. In cases where a heat pump was added to a system, new questions have been added to the claim form to ask: what changeover temperature was programmed? What is the age of the existing furnace? And what controls are used to enable dual fuel operations? Going into documentation requirements, we will begin with the customer terms and conditions, also known as the T's and C's. This includes customer's name, address, and signature, account holder signature, demand response enrollment confirmation, and the document must be dated on or after the launch date. Documents must be fully completed or the reservation and or claim will be rejected. Please ensure required boxes have the proper checkboxes checked, and the information must match what you have typed into Iris. For more information about this document and allowable signatures and dates, please reference the knowledge base article titled Customer Terms and Conditions and Invoice Requirements. The next document that is required for all submissions is the customer invoice. This includes the invoice date, which should be dated the day of or after launch date of the program. Submissions with invoices dated before the launch date of the program will be rejected as program incentives and rebates are not retroactive or for previously sold completed installs. The customer's name, address of the project, the name of the incentive or rebate for the full dollar amount, any additional anticipated incentives and discounts, equipment details including the quantity, all related project costs. The amount entered in Iris should be total cost prior to internal or external incentives and discounts being removed. The next document that is required for all submissions is the HERS report. Program guidelines require the submission of all pages of the HERS report, including the CF1R, the CF2R, and the CF3R. In scenarios where a HERS test may be exempt, for as situations with mobile homes, ductless mini-split systems in exempt climate zones, asbestos, or for other reasons. If the project meets any of the above circumstances and a HERS test is not required, then a PNNL quality install report containing nameplate photos of the condenser and the new equipment is required in lieu of the HERS package. Please watch the Quality Install Tool PNNL video listed at the Pacific Northwest National Laboratories website for more information, as well as in the Tech Clean California knowledge base. The next document required to be submitted is the itemized statement of work. Information similar to the customer's invoice include invoice date on or after the launch date, the customer's name, the project address, tech incentive name and full amount, any additional anticipated incentives and discounts, equipment details including quantity, all related project costs. Again, the amount entered in Iris should be the total cost prior to the internal or external incentives and discounts being removed from the final dollar amount. Unique to this document, you will be asked for an itemized equipment and labor costs for all relevant project costs. This information or document does not need to be shared with your customer. Contractors should create this information in a document by using one of the templates that the tech team provides. See templates on the Itemized Statement of Work Knowledge Base article for more information. These itemized costs will not be reported on a per contractor basis. Information will only be aggregated for regional statistics on the Tech Public Reporting website. Here we will talk about demand response, what it means, and why is it important. Demand response programs reward customers for making small changes in their energy usage, most often to decrease electricity usage during peak times. As California continues to electrify, we see in the evening or peak hours that there is more electricity demand on the grid as compared to the middle of the day when solar and clean energy are more abundant. This makes it harder for California to provide enough clean energy to meet that evening demand for electricity in a way that is clean and reliable. So, in order to continue to electrify and also make California's electricity supply cleaner with more renewable resources, we have to shift some of the electricity demand out of the evening hours and into the daytime. Demand response enrollment is required for Tech HVAC and 3CE HVAC incentives, but is not required for HEEHRA rebates. The demand response program enrollment is great optimization opportunity as they incentivize participants to make slight shifts to when they use their electricity. There are all sorts of demand response programs which customers can enroll in to meet this requirement. Some will text or email customers to reduce energy usage for a couple of hours during summer evenings, while some actually connect to a technology such as a smart thermostat and communicate automatically with the equipment so customers don't have to actively do anything to save energy. Even when appliances are connected, customers always have the option to adjust their equipment settings or to opt out. And to sweeten the deal, most programs reward customers for signing up for and or for continuing their participation in these programs on an ongoing basis. The Tech Customer Program Terms and Conditions document links to the customer facing website, which includes more information about demand response, frequently asked questions, and demand response program choices. You'll need to review each customer's terms and conditions carefully to make sure that they've signed all required fields and checked all boxes, including the demand response enrollment requirement. We will have to reject any application with terms and conditions that are not fully completed. Customers will likely be unfamiliar with the concept of demand response, so as the contractor, you will be the trusted go to person to help the customers through meeting that requirement. We ask that you familiarize yourself with the demand response program options and choose one or two to be recommended to your customers and provide a direct enrollment link to reduce the information overload and help them take action. Demand response has been a program requirement on the heat pump water heater side for months now. We've talked to many contractors who have found this process to be easy and beneficial. Some contractors have shared with us that once they themselves have enrolled in the program, it made the process easier to explain to their customer. The most common choice so far, Connect, provides contractors with an enrollment bonus for each customer that signs up with their referral link. Connect is available to all PG&E, SCE, and SDG&E customers. SMUD customers have different programs to choose from, and throughout the state, there are other options that can be beneficial for specific types of customers. For example, a customer who has a home battery could earn a lot of money by enrolling in a battery demand response program. Please work with each of your customers to follow up and make sure they have enrolled in a demand response program. The knowledge base article for demand response requirements has resources to help you out with this, including some key strategies for success recommended by other contractors and how to sign up for the Connect referral platform. Reach out to the tech.contractor email address with any questions or if you are having difficulties with demand response enrollment. For income qualified programs, such as the HEEHRA Single Family HVAC and 3CE's Electrify Your Home program, the income verification portal can be found at www.heehra-incomeportal.com. Here, customers will create an account by using their email address and a password of their creation. They will then upload the documentation of their total household income of all working adults that reside there. Customers will also need to have the email address of the enrolled and participating contractor they have chosen to work with. Customers can qualify via income documentation or categorical eligibility. Information about what the AMI threshold is for their county can be found on this website, along with information about what other programs the customer may be enrolled in that satisfies the categorical eligibility criteria. After submission and the review of the application, an email will be sent to the customer and the email address the customer provided for the contractor. That email will contain a PDF of the disposition. This PDF is to be uploaded to the IRIS reservation and claim to establish which incentive the customer qualifies for. For more information on income verification, please visit the income verification tool video that is available. For HEEHRA, there are 3 assessments that must be completed and submitted with your claim: the limited HVAC assessment, the home safety testing, both to be completed prior to the beginning of installation, and the combustion appliance safety testing, known as CAS testing, must be completed pre installation as well as post installation. More information will be covered on future training videos: combustion appliance zone and safety, and home assessment, as well as the PNNL quality install tool. Please note, projects cannot be funded if any of the pre installation assessments are missed. We cannot provide any exceptions. Starting with the limited HVAC assessment. All HERA HVAC projects will require contractors to collect information on the following areas of the home: general information, such as conditioned area, year built, electrical panel amps, information regarding the condition of the ceiling and attic, heating and or cooling ducts, ventilation system, such as bathrooms, kitchen, laundry room fans, heating and cooling system conditions. The information shall be collected via the web-based PNNL Quality Installation or QI tool at the start of the project and can be exported later attached to a claim in IRIS. More information about the PNNL Quality Install tool can be found in the knowledge base and the website for the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. The next documentation requirement for all HERA single-family HVAC projects is the home safety testing. Here, you will inspect conditions in the home as it relates to mold, moisture, drainage, and the integrity of the roof. No specific certifications are needed to conduct these inspections. Contractors are expected to use best judgment when making a disposition of potential mold, moisture, and drainage and the conditions of the roof. Questions will be asked: would a mold or moisture problem be exacerbated by the HVAC install? Would the roof damage impact the operation and longevity of the HVAC system? Document the grading around the home to see if it sloped away from the house. Check for standing water in the crawl space or basement floor. Check the gutters and downspouts and document their condition. Failing results or potential issues must be communicated verbally and in writing to the customer. Dispositions do not disqualify a project from rebates. These results will be entered into IRIS claims as good or as potential issues. Please inform and refer your customers to other income qualified programs, such as the Energy Savings Assistance Program, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or the DOE's Weatherization Assistance Program. The third of the 3 assessments for HERA's single-family HVAC program is the Combustion Appliance Safety Testing, also known as CAS. CAS diagnostic testing is conducted to ensure combustion appliances are operating at safe conditions. CAS testing is required at pre-installation and post-installation for HERA projects that leave a combustion appliance in the conditioned living space. CAS testing may be conducted by a technician holding credentials through the BPI or Building Performance Institute program, the Natural Gas Appliance Test, known as NGAT certification, or those that have completed the combustion appliance safety testing course from NCI, the National Comfort Institute. More information will be coming soon on free classes available to enrolled tech contractors. The minimum testing requirements for combustion appliances are as follows: ambient CO testing, gas leak detection testing, spillage testing, undiluted CO testing, and checking for proper ventilation. A copy of the safety results must be shared with the customer at the conclusion of testing. Data results of the CAS testing and a copy of the CAS test are to be entered and uploaded within the IRIS claim. Testers can fill out their own CAS form if the minimum tests are included. Testers without a CAS form can document results via the PNNL Quality Install tool. Here, we will look at a handy table to view the similarities and differences between the Tech Single Family HVAC program, HEEHRA Single Family HVAC program, and 3CE's Electrify Your Home program. Both Tech and HEEHRA are open statewide to single family homes, including 1 to 4 units, condos, and mobile homes. For 3CE, you must be a customer of 3CE's Central Coast Community Energies service territory. For customer eligibility, Tech and 3CE have incentives available open to all customers regardless of income levels. 3CE also has higher incentives available to customers who are income qualified that have a total household income that are less than 150% of their county's AMI. The HERA program has rebates available to customers who make less than 150% of their local AMI, with a higher rebate amount up to $8,000 available to customers who are categorically qualified or have a total household income that is less than 80% of their local AMI. Additionally, there are other incentives available for 3CE projects, including incentives for electrical upgrades, and the HERA program has a $200 installer bonus for projects whose customers' income is less than 80% of the local AMI. All three programs have the same equipment qualification criteria and share the same guidelines that new gas furnaces, including hybrid systems, cannot be installed as part of the heat pump project. Tech and HERA align with the guidelines that existing furnaces can be left as a backup or emergency heat source so long as the heat pump installed is being properly sized to satisfy the heating needs of the home, where existing furnaces can only be left in as a blower and cannot be left in use for emergency heat on the 3CE program. For maximum number of rebates per home, you'll see that Tech and 3CE align, where you can receive 2 incentives for 2 new installed HVAC units based on condensers installed, and the HERA program only allows for 1 rebate per dwelling. Tech and 3CE incentives can be stacked with other incentives and rebates, as can the HERA program, as long as the incentive or rebate is not federally funded. Full HERS packages are required to be uploaded into the heat pump HVAC claim form. The only exception where that is not the case include mobile home, ductless mini-split systems in exempt climate zones, asbestos present, other, and if other is selected, you must input the reason in IRIS in the claim field. In instances where HERS testing is not required based on job scope, the participating contractor will be required to self-report on the post-install data through the PNNL Quality Install tool. Continuing the similarities and differences with Tech, 3CE, and HERA, permits are required for all jobs along with HERS testing. As mentioned earlier, for instances where HERS testing is not required, the participating contractor is required to self-report post-installation data through the PNNL Quality Install tool and attach that information to the claim. Contractor enrollment requirements align with Tech and 3CE, signing the participation agreement and completing program training. For HERA, contractors would need to sign the Tech participation agreement, the HERA participation agreement, and complete required trainings for both programs. The customer requirements align with Tech and 3CE, both needing the customer terms and conditions to be filled out and signed, along with the customer enrolling in demand response programs. HERA does not have a demand response requirement. To submit the rebate claim for HERA, you would need to upload a copy of the approval letter from the income verification portal and upload the both fully filled out copies of the tech terms and conditions and HERA program terms and conditions. The home assessments and mold safety identification and cast testing requirements belong to the HERA program and are not applicable for both tech and 3CE. All programs require a copy of the final invoice to be submitted with the claim. Contractors are also required to submit an itemized statement of work that breaks down the cost of equipment and labor. Section B has us exploring IRIS updates, pre approvals, and claim submissions. New to this program rollout is the reservation requirement. Pre approved reservations are a requirement for all single family HVAC projects. When you have sold the job and gathered all required information necessary in creating a claim reservation, start that process in IRIS to ensure that the project will be pre approved for funding while funding is available. Reservations expire 120 days after they have been pre approved. Please email tech.contractor@energy-solution.com to communicate any extenuating circumstances that would prevent a claim to be submitted prior to the reservation expiring. Reservations are for the specific customer that they were created for. Once the reservation is submitted for pre-approval, the address and customer information cannot be changed. If customer information changes between an approved reservation and a submitted claim, it may be subject to rejection. Please note that a reservation only reserves funds for that specific customer and not for a particular contractor. If the customer cancels, that reservation of funds is forfeited. While funding is available, a contractor can create a reservation by starting the application pre-approval process. Program participating contractors that are enrolled can visit the IRIS portal at catecincentives.com, log into their account, and click New Pre-Approval, the button at the top right-hand side of the web page. Next, you would fill out basic information for your customer, such as their full name and site address. The next requirement would be uploading a signed contract or the fully filled out terms and condition document of which is signed and dated on or after the program launch date to be valid. Once that is completed and uploaded, manually press the Save to Draft button at the bottom of the page. This will generate a claim number and will start the workflow to have a processor review the information submitted. The status of that claim will initially be under review and a quote funder request will be created within that stage for all programs that your project may qualify for incentives or rebates for. Please note that funding is only reserved once the IRIS pre-approval is approved by the program team. Just creating and submitting the reservation does not reserve funds. Based on the answers you provided, the funder request will be approved or rejected within 2 weeks. This will show up for each incentive that you are applying for in IRIS. As an example, if you're just applying for tech, only one funder request will appear. If you're applying for tech, HERA, and 3CE, you would have 3 funder requests appear. Once all of the funder requests have received a disposition and one or more have been approved, you may move forward with your project and can now turn that reservation into a claim. Information will be transferred from the reservation to the claim, and some key information such as customer name and address shall not be changed. For those that are currently participating in Tech Clean California and are familiar with IRIS, there are new fields you will notice that have been added. Fields asking questions such as, is this a 3CE customer? What income range does this customer fall into? Did the contractor confirm that the customer will enroll in a demand response program, information about existing heating distribution type and if the customer had an existing AC system, invoice material cost, meaning the total cost for all materials used on this project. Did the contractor install backup electric resistance heat strips? The date the terms and conditions were signed, and an itemized statement of work. New fields in IRIS also include those that are dependent on answers given that will determine what the next question would be, if any. Did the customer confirm they will enroll in a demand response program? If yes, the next question that will appear will ask, which demand response program did the customer enroll in? Here's a complete list of if this, then that questions you will have in the new IRIS claim form. Unique to HEEHRA, here is a list of additional questions and fields you will find in the IRIS portal when creating a claim. Questions that range from the limited HVAC assessment, home safety assessment, and CO reads and appliance dispositions from CAS testing. To help answer a question that will be asked frequently around the rules of when a sold project or invoice project can qualify for HEEHRA incentives, HEEHRA rebates are not retroactive for any heat pump projects. If a project was contracted prior to the launch of the program and the invoice date is prior to the launch of the program, it will not qualify for any HEEHRA rebates, but can qualify for the tech incentives on the current incentive structure. Projects contracted prior to the launch but invoiced after the launch are also not eligible for HEEHRA rebates. These projects would also only be eligible for tech incentives following the current rule structure. Only projects that were contracted and invoiced after the program launch date can qualify for HEEHRA rebates and tech incentives on the new incentive structure. These projects would need the terms and conditions signed and uploaded within the claim in IRIS. Please see the new structured rules located in the tech knowledge base for more information and details. To help answer a question that will be asked frequently about what do I do in regards to the jobs that are sold prior to the launch date and how do I input this information into IRIS? If the project is not created in IRIS prior to the launch date, the incentive and program rules will be the same as it was prior to this program launch. However, the claim form in IRIS will be updated for this new program launch. What that means is that there will be fields in IRIS claims that ask and require input from documentation that you may not have for these current projects, such as itemized statement of work. If that's the case, please just upload a placeholder document, which could be a blank photo or PDF, so that incentives will populate in IRIS. Again, we will affirm that HEEHRA rebates are not retroactive. Projects sold and or installed prior to the launch date will not be eligible for HEEHRA rebates or the updated incentive amounts. Thank you for your time. For those that have questions, please direct them to the Q&A section on Zoom. We will do our best to answer them with the time that we have remaining. You can also contact us at tech.contractor@energy-solution.com. Follow-up information will be emailed out with links to resources shared today. Thank you, and the floor is now open.